a single inch of space. That's all the distance Bruce Lee needed to launch a 250-pound former professional football player backward through the air, through a solid wall, leaving behind a hole shaped exactly like a human body. Not a stumble, not a fall, a flight. 15 feet of airborne travel that ended with drywall exploding like a bomb had detonated. 200 witnesses watched it happen in real time. High-speed cameras recorded every millisecond. Physicists have studied the footage for decades and still cannot reconcile what they see with established laws of motion and energy transfer. Las Vegas will never forget that night. This is what really happened. Caesars Palace Casino. November 18, 1972. Friday evening during peak gambling hours when the casino floor was packed with high rollers and the money was flowing like champagne. Bruce Lee had arrived for a promotional appearance. He was there to generate buzz for Enter the Dragon, which was still in post-production, but already creating unprecedented Hollywood excitement. Warner Brothers had invested $850,000 in the film and needed their star to prove he could deliver. Casino owner Tony Romano arranged a special demonstration as a personal favor to Warner Brothers executives. The pitch was simple: show Vegas what makes you special. The entertainment capital wanted to witness authentic martial arts capability, not choreographed movie sequences, not camera angles and editing tricks. They wanted the real thing: raw power, genuine technique. Bruce agreed to the demonstration, but established one non-negotiable condition. He would perform one technique, one volunteer from the audience. No rehearsal, no preparation, no safety protocols. Pure demonstration of actual capability versus raw reality. Take it or leave it. They established the setup in the casino's grand ballroom, an enormous space measuring 200 feet in length, 80 feet wide, with 40-foot vaulted ceilings decorated with crystal chandeliers each worth $50,000. Red velvet carpeting imported from Italy covered the floors. Gold leaf trim covered every surface, actual gold, not paint. Marble columns made from Carrara marble shipped directly from Italy. This was Vegas at maximum opulence. No expense spared anywhere. The casino invited their most prestigious guests, high rollers who wagered millions nightly, celebrities staying at the hotel, professional athletes visiting the city, people who had seen everything the entertainment world could offer, people who were functionally impossible to impress. People with wealth, power, and connections who came because their curiosity outweighed their skepticism. Frank Sinatra attended, seated front row center, the chairman of the board, Vegas royalty who owned a piece of the casino itself. Elvis Presley stopped by for 20 minutes between his own performances, curious about the demonstration. Muhammad Ali watched from a private balcony box where he could observe without drawing crowd attention. Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. represented the Rat Pack presence. Tom Jones was performing at Caesars that month and came to watch. Steve McQueen flew in from Los Angeles specifically for the event. Bruce's friend and training partner who wanted to witness the demonstration personally. All Vegas royalty, all entertainment legends, all curious, all deeply skeptical. They had seen magicians before. David Copperfield was performing down the Strip. Siegfried and Roy were at the Mirage. Lance Burton, the amazing Jonathan. Illusionists were everywhere in Vegas. Performers selling fantasy were the foundation of the city's entertainment economy. Was Bruce Lee just another Vegas act? Another performer with clever tricks? Another illusion designed to separate tourists from their money? The demonstration itself appeared deceptively simple in its setup. Bruce would perform what's called the one-inch punch, a classic Wing Chun technique and one of his signature moves, but most people in attendance had never seen it executed. They didn't understand the mechanics. They assumed it was mythology, urban legend, Chinese fairy tale, kung fu movie exaggeration designed to sell tickets. A physics professor in the audience stated loudly that generating power from 1 inch was physically impossible. Dr. Kenneth Walsh, MIT graduate with 3 degrees who taught at UNLV, and had published a textbook on classical mechanics used in universities nationwide. He explained the fundamental principle: force equals mass times acceleration, Newton's second law. Basic physics. 1 inch doesn't permit sufficient acceleration. The distance is too short. The time is too brief. The physics are too clear and absolute. This is showmanship, not science, Dr. Walsh announced. Entertainment, not education. I challenge you to prove me wrong. Bruce addressed the packed ballroom. 200 people had crammed into the space. Standing room only. The fire marshal was concerned about occupancy limits. The casino had sold tickets at $100 each, expensive for 1972. Officially, it was a charity event, with all proceeds going to a local children's hospital. Good publicity, tax deduction, good karma. "I need a volunteer," Bruce announced. "Someone big, someone strong, someone athletic, someone who doesn't believe this technique works, someone who thinks I'm a fraud selling movie magic. Step forward. Prove me fake if you can." Hands shot up throughout the ballroom. Dozens of volunteers eager to participate. Men who wanted to expose what they assumed was trickery, show it was illusion, reveal the deception. Vegas culture loved exposing frauds and unmasking magicians. That was half the entertainment value, half the thrill. Bruce didn't select randomly. He walked through the crowd slowly, examining volunteers individually, checking size, checking stance, checking body language, checking attitude, checking their eyes for what they revealed about character and confidence. Finally, he stopped and pointed directly at one man. "You, what's your name?" The man grinned with confident arrogance. "Jack the Boulder Morrison. Nickname I earned." Jack Morrison was a former NFL linebacker who had played for the Dallas Cowboys for 3 seasons from 1968 to 1970. He'd been released, kicked out really, for being too aggressive, too violent, too dangerous on the field. Unnecessary roughness penalties every single game, cost the team yards, cost them money and reputation. Now he worked as casino security, head enforcer. He broke legs for unpaid debts, intimidated card counters, scared away cheaters, removed troublemakers, made problems disappear permanently. He stood 6 foot 3 inches tall and weighed 250 pounds of pure muscle with approximately 6% body fat. He worked out 4 hours daily in split morning and evening sessions. He bench pressed 400 pounds, squatted 600, deadlifted 700. He considered himself invincible, untouchable, unbreakable. "I'll take your punch," Jack announced loudly, his voice booming across the ballroom, chest puffed out, arms crossed. "I'll show everyone it's fake. Show everyone you're a movie star, not a real fighter, not a warrior, just an actor, just a performer, just entertainment." They positioned Jack against the ballroom wall, not an empty space or open floor area. Against an actual structural wall. A load-bearing wall supporting the upper floors. Thick drywall construction. Double layer, half-inch each. Behind it was a service corridor used by staff. Kitchen preparation area. Storage space. Jack stood with his back approximately 6 inches from the wall, arms at his sides, relaxed but ready, alert. Bruce stood facing him, 140 pounds. Tiny compared to Jack's massive frame. David versus Goliath. Bruce adjusted his distance with careful precision, extended his right fist until it touched Jack's chest at center mass, then pulled back exactly 1 inch, measured it. Someone brought a metal ruler. A casino supervisor, Tony's assistant, verified the measurement personally. 1 inch. No more, no less. They marked it with chalk. Drew a line on the floor marking fist position. Proof. Documentation. Evidence for what was about to occur. Jack laughed. Deep belly laugh of genuine amusement. "This is your secret weapon? This is what terrifies people? A 1-inch tickle? A 1-inch love tap? My grandmother hits harder than this. My daughter hits harder. This is comedy." The audience laughed with him. Nervous laughter. Entertainment laughter. This was Vegas theater. High-stakes comedy. An expensive joke at $100 per ticket. Bruce explained the principle with patient calm, like a teacher addressing students. Power doesn't come from distance. That's a common Western misconception. Power comes from structure, from whole-body connection, from ground to fist operating as one connected unit. Unified structure. Not arm strength, not shoulder strength, not chest strength, not individual muscles working separately. Whole-body strength. Integrated strength. Systematic strength transferred directly. You'll feel the entire impact with nowhere for the force to dissipate, nowhere to absorb it, nowhere to escape. Direct transmission, pure transfer, complete transfer. Understand? Jack smirked with open mockery. "Sure, Bruce Lee, sure. Whatever you say. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Whatever sells movie tickets. Just throw your little punch, so we can all move on to real entertainment. Real Vegas shows. Real magic. Bruce positioned himself with methodical perfection. Right foot forward, left foot back, feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent, not locked, weight balanced in 50-50 distribution, fist positioned exactly 1 inch from Jack's chest, center mass, solar plexus area, over the sternum, over the xiphoid process, directly over the heart, directly over the diaphragm. His breathing remained steady, slow, deep, calm, controlled, focused with laser precision, not tense, not aggressive, not angry, a paradox, a contradiction, relaxed power, soft strength, a coiled spring, compressed energy waiting for release. The audience fell completely silent. 200 people and nobody was talking. Nobody moving. Curiosity had overtaken mockery. Interest had overcome skepticism. Even the doubters wanted to see what would happen. Even the mockers wanted evidence. The camera crew filmed from 3 different angles with professional equipment. A high-speed phantom camera recording at 1,000 frames per second. The casino wanted footage, wanted proof, wanted evidence and documentation, wanted to preserve for posterity whatever was about to happen. Bruce didn't count down, didn't telegraph the movement, didn't announce or warn or prepare Jack in any way. He just released. Sudden release. Explosive release. 1 inch of travel. His fist moved forward exactly 1 inch and connected with Jack's chest dead center with perfect placement. What happened next shocked absolutely everyone in that ballroom. Jack's expression transformed in a microsecond, faster than conscious thought, from smug confidence to absolute shock, from mockery to terror, from amusement to horror. His eyes went impossibly wide, wider than should be physically possible, wider than biology should allow. His mouth opened, jaw literally dropped. Then his body moved. Not forward, backward, violently backward, explosively backward, like he'd been struck by a truck, a semi-truck, a freight train traveling 60 miles per hour, like an invisible force had grabbed him, hooked him, yanked him backward with overwhelming power. His 250 pounds lifted completely off the ground. Both feet left the carpet simultaneously. He became airborne, actually, literally airborne. He flew backward through space like a missile, like a rocket, like a cannonball, like a human projectile launched from a cannon. The sound was incredible, unforgettable, a symphony of destruction. First the dull, heavy thud of fist meeting chest, bone meeting bone, then a massive whoosh of air displacement. Hurricane-force wind generated by a body moving through space at impossible speed, then a loud crack like a gunshot, Jack's body hitting the wall, drywall buckling, structure failing, then an explosive deafening crash as Jack's body went completely through the wall, through both layers of drywall, the wall exploding, disintegrating, a white powder cloud mushrooming into the air, debris everywhere, chunks of drywall, dust particles. Jack disappeared through the wall, vanished completely, gone, transported into the service corridor behind the ballroom, into the kitchen area. He left behind a perfect human-shaped hole. Absolutely perfect. Arms spread wide like an airplane, legs spread apart in a split position, head-sized circle at the top, torso-sized oval in the middle, waist, hips, legs, everything outlined perfectly. Cartoon physics made real. Looney Tunes physics manifested in physical reality. A Bugs Bunny hole, a Wile E. Coyote hole, a Roadrunner hole, a Tom and Jerry hole. But this wasn't animation. This was real. This actually happened. This was physical reality at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States, on planet Earth. Reality witnessed by 200 human beings with functioning eyes. Complete silence. Stunned, absolute silence. Total silence. 200 witnesses. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Nobody breathed. Nobody blinked. Nobody thought. Just staring. Frozen. Paralyzed. Jaws dropped. Eyes wide. Minds blank. Staring at the human-shaped hole in the wall. A perfect hole. An impossible hole. Where Jack had been standing. Where a solid wall had existed. Where physics had made sense. Now just a hole. Perfect outline. Perfect silhouette. Perfect impossibility. Like a cookie cutter had been pressed through the wall. Like a hole punch. Like a stencil. Like a template. Someone ran to the hole. The casino manager, Tony's nephew. He looked through, peered into the service corridor, into the staff area. Jack was there. 15 feet away from the wall, measured later with laser precision. Exactly 15 feet, flat on his back, sprawled spread eagle, staring up at the fluorescent lights buzzing above him, conscious but stunned, aware but confused, unable to speak, unable to move, unable to process what had just occurred, just breathing, heavy breathing, labored breathing, ragged breathing, trying to process, trying to understand, trying to comprehend, trying to accept. What just happened? How did it happen? Why did it happen? Was it physics, biology, reality, magic, dreams, hallucination? The medical team rushed in. The casino maintained doctors on standby every night. Standard procedure. Heart attacks were common. Strokes happened. Gambling-induced stress killed people. Champagne overdoses occurred. Cocaine incidents were frequent. But nobody was prepared for this. Nobody had trained for human projectile incidents. Nobody had studied for physics violations made manifest. They examined Jack carefully, thoroughly, professionally, checked all vitals, measured everything. Heart racing at 180 beats per minute. Tachycardia, blood pressure spiked to 190, over 110. Hypertensive crisis. Hyperventilating at 40 breaths per minute. Mild shock, psychological shock, existential shock. But miraculously, impossibly, no broken bones. No fractures, no cracks, no internal bleeding, no ruptured organs, no torn muscles, no damaged ligaments, no serious physical injuries. Impossible but true, miraculous but real. Just trauma, physical trauma, psychological trauma, emotional trauma, spiritual trauma. How do you feel? The doctor asked gently. Jack whispered hoarsely, his voice shaking. Like a train hit me, like a building fell on me. Like a mountain crushed me, like God punched me, like the universe rejected me. How? How is that possible? 1 inch, one small punch, through a wall, 15 feet. How? Please explain. Please tell me how. Bruce helped Jack to his feet, extended his hand, pulled him up, walked him through the hole, into the ballroom. Through the human-shaped opening, through the impossible doorway created moments earlier. The audience erupted. An explosion of sound, not laughter, not mockery, not doubt, applause, thunderous applause, deafening applause, a standing ovation, immediate, unanimous, all 200 people on their feet, jumping, clapping, cheering, whistling, screaming. They had witnessed the impossible. They had seen physics violated. They had watched the laws of nature bend. They had watched a 250-pound former NFL linebacker, a professional athlete, a trained fighter, fly through a solid wall from a 1-inch punch. No tricks, no wires, no explosives, no hydraulics, no trapdoors, no fake walls, no stunt doubles, no camera tricks, just technique, just power, just skill, just dedication, just mastery, just Bruce Lee. Frank Sinatra pushed through the crowd. The chairman of the board, Vegas royalty, entertainment legend. Bruce, I've seen everything in Vegas. Everything. 50 years in this town. Magic acts, illusions, stunts, escapes, Houdini, Copperfield, Blaine, everyone, every trick, every illusion, every miracle. That was real. That wasn't a trick. That wasn't an illusion. That wasn't fake. How in God's name did you do that? Bruce explained patiently, respectfully, humbly. Mr. Sinatra, it's body mechanics. Ground force, earth energy, kinetic chain, energy transfer, weight transfer, hip rotation, spine torque, shoulder snap, wrist release. Not magic, not supernatural. Physics. Different physics than the textbooks teach, but still physics, still science, still measurable. It's an Eastern understanding, an ancient understanding. Western science doesn't have the language for it yet, doesn't have the equations yet, doesn't have the models yet. But it's real, it's demonstrable, it's repeatable, just not easily, just not quickly. It takes a lifetime. The cameras had captured everything. All 3 angles simultaneously. They played it back immediately. Instant replay, slow motion, frame-by-frame analysis. You could see every detail, Every microsecond, the exact moment of impact. Bruce's fist traveling 1 inch forward, connecting with Jack's chest at the contact point. Exact center, Jack's chest compressing, sternum flexing inward, ribs bending, fabric wrinkling, flesh rippling. Then the reaction. Not equal and opposite as Newton predicted. Magnified and catastrophic. Not visible in Bruce's fist, visible in Jack's body. His entire mass, his entire weight, all 250 pounds, every ounce, all of it moving backward, accelerating from 0 to 30 miles per hour instantly. Conservation of momentum violated. Energy appearing from nowhere. Physics broken. Thermodynamics shattered. Yet real, yet documented, yet filmed, yet undeniable. November 18th, 1972. Las Vegas. Caesar's Palace. One wall, one hole, one impossible moment that changed everything forever.